What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La, and today I'm going to show you how to make hi-hats, shakers, and white noise effects, so like sweeps and things like that, using DIVA. You could use any synth for this. You're not restricted to DIVA. You just need a synth that has a noise oscillator. But I'm going to show you in DIVA today. So these are the sounds that we are going to make. So we're going to have a shaker here. All right, and we have this hi-hat. Bit of a closed hat, and then we've got these sweeps. Right, so let's start with the hi-hat. And to be fair, you could make all of these within just one synth and just change the MIDI around essentially. First we'll look at the MIDI. So this is the hi-hat, and you can see what's happening here is we have the notes are hitting on like kind of not random, but they're not hitting on like exactly on this like 3 here, which is where a typical hat would hit. They are hitting here, but then we have these in-between ones that's adding a bit of shuffle. You know, so if you took those away, you would have like just a standard open hat pattern. But the added little hits there, they just add this bit of groove. Like ghost hits, essentially. And the other thing that's happening is they are at different velocities, and they also are playing on different octaves. And it's important to note that just for when we look at the synth, because we have the synth reacting to that essentially. So let's look at the DIVA and see what's going on. Let's make this a bit bigger. So say if we was to make this from scratch, you could just go to templates, and then you could use pretty much any of these. But if you don't want to do that, you can just use these presets here. We have in Circle Volume 2, we have this hi-hat, and then the shaker one is here. But let's just make it from scratch. We go templates, and we can just go to this one here, Dupe 6. And we just need the noise oscillator, and then you just turn off the rest. The mix is all the way over on this side, so we're just listening to the noise oscillator. Take off the LFO2 modulation, that won't make any difference. And then put this high pass filter up, so we're just going to get the high part of the sound essentially. Have a listen. So right now we've got a white noise blast coming through, but the envelopes aren't really set up properly, so it's not really closing enough. So we'll leave the cutoff filter there, maybe bring it down a little bit. Something around here, so then we can add some additional modulation to the last part of the filter opening up. So at first we go here to envelope 1, and we just bring down the sustain and bring down the decay. And a little bit of release, and then what we need is this velocity all the way up, and now we're getting that groove, right, because it's reacting to the velocity. Next thing we need is this key tracking up. So as it's going up those different octaves in the MIDI, it's reacting to that and opening the cutoff filter. Then we just want a bit of reverb, sorry. A small amount, just bring the wet pretty low down. Add a bit of pre-delay. Kind of find a sweet spot. Bring the damp down to just change the tone of the... Or maybe we have it around here actually, it's quite nice. Bit more subtle. Bit more of the dry signal coming through. There we go. And I'm going to have a bit of delay. So this is going to add like additional groove to the hats essentially. We want quite a bit of feedback. And we just want like the high part of the sound. Increase the wow. And now we're getting like a bit of a shuffle essentially. Cool, so that's essentially the sound. That's all that you need to do there. You can add a bit of resonance. It's going to brighten it. Maybe open it a little bit more. Make the attack as quick as you can so it's a nice snappy hat. Yeah, around there's all good. And you just play with the decay to taste, so how you want the hat to sound essentially. If you want it to be more of an open hat or a closed hat, then you just play with the decay. Cool, so that is how you would make a hat. And then for the shaker, let's dive into this one.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested DIVA presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full DIVA preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.
So I'm not going to make this one from scratch because it's pretty much exactly the same, but it just has a different module here. And I'll just talk through this module, what's different about it. It's just a digital module. It does have a few additional things here where you can blend between low pass and a high pass filter. You can do that on some of the others, but it's just laid out a little bit different. And all that's going on is we have the same thing. We have the cutoff filter all the way open, and we have this additional key tracking, which is opening the filter up a little bit more depending on where the note is playing in the MIDI. So you see here we have differences in the octave. I take the fold off. It's playing in these different octaves, same as what the hi-hat was doing. The only difference with this is we have in the MIDI the more of a shaker pattern, so it's more constant. So the notes are playing on 16 notes. Some of them are shorter and some of them are longer, but what's important is that they're playing on these 16 notes. So it's constant essentially, and we have differences in velocity the same as we did before. So the sound is exactly the same. The only difference is that we have this amp envelope has a softer attack. So if you want a shaker, you need a softer attack. As you have a listen, and you can see I'm doing automation here with that because I liked it just kind of changing and morphing. But you can hear as it goes down here, it's a little bit more of a hat than a shaker. I'm gonna just bring that back on. That's like the normal shaker, right? So you can add the automation just by clicking on the parameter that you want. I've shown this many times before, but you just click on whatever you want to automate. It'll come up here, and then you can press A, and you'll be able to manipulate whatever you want to manipulate at whatever timing you want, just by clicking on certain parameters. Say I want the attack to be a bit harsher here. We just bring the attack down here. And it's just going to add a little bit of difference to your shaker. You can do that with an LFO as well, which is a cool little trick. But for now, we'll just keep it as it is. So yeah, that's it. There's nothing else that's different about this. We've got resonance the same, key tracking is the same, bit of reverb, and same with a bit of delay. So now let's go to a bit of a sweep effect. So you can use the same sound. So you can just use this shaker thing, but we need to change the MIDI quite a bit. So say if we just go here, we create a single note, just like a C or something, legato it so it just extends. Maybe we want it to be a bit longer actually, so we'll just duplicate this, and then we go like this. So then you go to the sound, and we'll take off the automation here. So we want the white noise coming through, which is all good. But what we want to do is we want the cutoff to slowly open up, right? We want to modulate that. So what we do is we attach well, you could do it just with this, to be fair, with a amp envelope. So we're going to have it so that it slowly builds up in volume. And then if you want it to stay at that volume, so you want the blast to kind of stay there, let me just solo this and go to the right point. It's taken quite a long time, so let's put the sustain here and maybe put the cutoff a little bit higher. It's not really getting loud enough. Let's go a bit more, bring the velocity down and the key tracking down. Okay, so let's add an additional envelope to this, and there we go. So with the additional envelope here, that's going to be adding on a little bit more. It's going to open the cutoff up further, essentially. It also does make a difference in the modules that you use here. Some of them, they react differently, some of them act quicker. We don't want this release on here. So there we go, we're getting that build up effect. So the attack is very slow, so it's gradually building more and more, and then it's opening up, and then it dips off. So maybe you would want it to remain, so you keep the sustain there, and that will remain for as long as the MIDI is held down. So what I would do here, say if you wanted it to be more of a down riser or something like that, you can just freeze and flatten this, so it turns it into audio, and we flatten here. Now we've got the effect here, and what we can do, you could take little bits of this if you wanted to. So you say if you wanted like a big white noise blast, you could put this here, which is what I've done here essentially, but we just want it to be quiet, so it's not so in your face. Take away this, and then you can get these kind of sounds. So you get that tshk, and they're cool to put just before the clap. So say if you have not much going on here, let me exaggerate it so you really hear it. And you go like this. Really cool effect, just like that little change, little switch up. And then you see here we have this reverse thing. What we could do is have the down riser, so we turn this around and we could maybe put it here. It might be a bit too much here, but let's see, we'll just turn it right down. Quite cool. Definitely does something. It helps, whether you want that or not. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. These are the cool things that you can do with white noise. There's plenty of other things you can do, but I hope this was helpful and gave you some inspiration. If you've missed the other video where I'm showing the lead in this, I will link it somewhere, or it should be in the last video that was uploaded. I'm going to follow through with maybe the video on the bass next, if you guys want to see that. Just a nice chunky subby bass. Or I might do a video on this effect atmosphere thing here. So just let me know in the comments. So this sound here. Very interesting sound. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see, and also let me know if you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested DIVA presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full DIVA preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.